Hi everybody, my name is Candice and I am brand new to the booktuber community. I have a blog called The Girl with the Yellow Purse where I basically blog about anything I want. So I've recently gotten back into reading and I found one of the greatest ways to get introduced to new books to read is by watching booktuber channels here on YouTube. So I thought I would join in on the fun because it sounds like an awesome way to meet new people, to learn about books you really never would have given second thought to reading, and to find out what other people who are similar to you are reading and what things they liked as well. With that being said, I thought I would do kind of an introduction tag because it'll give you some basic information about me and the types of books I like to read. So I've created an intro tag. There's 9 questions. I'll read them out and I'll also leave them in the bar below so that if you want to do an intro tag, you can definitely go ahead. So let's get started with the questions. So question number 1 is why the channel? So I've kind of explained it already, but it's basically because I'd like to get involved in the booktuber community and I'd like to have a better window into what things people are reading and what's popular, I guess, for books and that sort of thing. Question number 2, favorite genres to read. So I'm going to have to say crime and mystery are my 2 big ones. I really like a good mystery. Mystery stories have always fascinated me since I was young, and I think honestly my biggest window into learning that I like that genre was the Millennium Trilogy by Stieg Larsson. I love those 3 books, so I read them super quick because the story just got me wrapped around its finger and I couldn't put the books down. So I really like crime and mystery. Favorite classic book? My favorite classic is actually The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo. It's a relatively short read and it's not the Disney version of the story. People get it twisted that the Hunchback is this nice guy and all that sort of things, and he's really not. He is in a certain way, but yeah, you have to read the book for yourself. It's very nice. It's heartbreaking. It's a story I would really recommend. I think it's underread in terms of classics, and I would strongly recommend that if you haven't read it, to go ahead and read it. Question number 4, favorite contemporary book. And this one I kind of got stuck on. I think I'm actually going to have to say that it is All Families Are Psychotic by Douglas Coupland. This was the first book of Douglas Coupland's that I read, and after reading it I was immediately drawn to finding any other work that he'd published at that time and reading it as well. So I'm going to have to say that it's All Families Are Psychotic. So another book that if you haven't read it, you should definitely check out. Favorite series? I'm going to have to say the True Blood books by Charlaine Harris. There's 12 of them out right now. I've read all 12. I'm completely hooked on them, and they're quick, easy reads, but I love them. Let's see here. Worst book you've ever read? This one is really easy. I go from talking about one set of vampires with True Blood to another set of vampires, and I would honestly have to say the worst book I've ever read is the Twilight series. I'm not going to say much more than that. I just don't like it. I don't think it was very well written. The characters are very transparent and lacking in description. Just not a fan. I read them because I thought I was missing something when it became really popular, and it turns out I really wasn't. So I'm going to say Twilight, worst series or worst books I've ever read. Best book you've ever read? This is really hard because I'm hoping that I haven't read the best book yet. Let's see. I'm really hesitant to actually say a book. I think I'm going to have to give it to a series again. I'm going to say the His Dark Materials series by Philip Pullman. I love those books. I got The Golden Compass as a Christmas present one year from my parents, and I didn't read it until probably 2 years later when The Subtle Knife had already come out. So by the time I finished the first one, the second one was out, so I could read that as well. And then the third book came out a while later, and they're just awesome series. Again, they're set in a world similar to ours. I wouldn't say it's dystopian, it's just a world that's different from ours. And they're magical, they're fun to read, they're just amazing books. So I think if I have to name a best book, that's what I would name. Favorite author? Douglas Copeland. I've read just about everything he's ever written, with the exception of some of his nonfiction work. My favorite books, of course, being All Families Are Psychotic, Shampoo Planet, and J-Pod. Those are my favorite three. And book you've recommended the most? It's going to have to be a book that I read in 12th grade, and it's called The Moon Pearl by Ruthanne McCunn. I will leave the link to it below. I'm not going to describe it much because I'm horrible at doing reviews on camera and things like that, but I will leave a link to it either on Goodreads or Chapters or both below, and you can check it out. I strongly recommend that you read that book. If you're a feminist, definitely check it out. If you're interested in historical fiction, check it out. It's really, really an amazing book, and I would really recommend as many people as I can to read it. It's not a very well-known book, but it should be. So, that is my intro tag. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I hope that you'll stick around on my channel and subscribe so that you can see future videos I do. And that's it. Bye.